YouTube, what's going on? Thank you for coming back to the channel, Spray or Splash Fragrance Reviews. I am Rob. I don't do this that often, but I've got a short list of inexpensive fragrances I think you guys should consider. Stay tuned. First one up is from the house of Molinard. And Molinard, I don't know if it's officially a niche or indie house, but I kind of think of them along the lines of like a Mancera. Really great price point, great bang for your buck. So the fragrance that I've got from that house is actually called Floridaanger. And this is actually a 2017 release. Had this in the collection for about, I want to say maybe 3 years now. When I first got this fragrance, it was one that I didn't care for a whole lot. It just came off as too floral. Then I gave it some time on the shelf and kind of came back to it a couple times, and I kind of still felt the same way. And then recently, I pulled it from the shelf and I wore it, and it finally clicked. It finally clicked for me. This time, I enjoyed the fragrance, and I don't know if it just needed time to be on the shelf and to macerate more or what, but the balance was right. This time, it was a nice balance of citrus, soapiness, and floral. Floral was a little bit greater than the citrus, but the soapiness was like the biggest point. And these are the actual notes of the fragrance, just so you know. It's got cypress, bergamot, fig, lavender, neroli, petitgrain, jasmine, rose, orange blossom, and musk. It's a really nice fragrance. Price point is like between 40 to 60 bucks is where you can find it. I don't know about like gray market sites, but I know on eBay, that's the price you're gonna find it for. It's got good performance. And the smell, at first, I couldn't think of anything that it reminded me of. And the more I had it on, it finally clicked. This smells like Fico di Amalfi, or better yet, it reminds me of Fico di Amalfi by, I'm drawing a blank now, Acqua di Palma, I'm sorry. And I've got that fragrance. I haven't sprayed them to smell them side by side, but it just, something about the vibe of this fragrance, it reminds me of Fico di Amalfi. So when I think about Floridaanger, I think fresh haircut, polo style shirt, pair of jeans, nice kicks, whether they're sneakers or like a leather slip on or lace up. It's just that kind of vibe. Nice, casual, clean cut vibe. That's just what I think of when I think of this fragrance. So it's one to definitely consider, and one I think would be a great addition to your collection if you don't already have something like that. So again, from the house of Molinard, this is Floridaanger. From the house of Sonya Rykiel, a 2003 release, this is Rykiel Homme Grey. This is a fragrance that I've had in my collection probably since like 2015. I think I featured this in a spring list in one of my early videos. Really nice fragrance, one that I kind of thought was going to eventually kind of catch on in Fragcom and be one that people would, you know, recommend here and there. And it never really caught on. I don't really understand why. This is a nice dumb reach type fragrance, one that's great for spring or summer, one that I'm not gonna say is gonna really garner you compliments, but it just, I like the way this one smells. This is a really nice fragrance, and the notes read as follows. It's got star anise, yuzu, orange blossom, green apple, mandarin, cinnamon, cyclamine, rosewood, nutmeg, musk, tonka bean, sandalwood, cedar. So it's got a lot of notes in this fragrance. The notes that kind of stick out the most are the yuzu in the opening, cinnamon, nutmeg, sandalwood. It's got a warm feel, but because of that yuzu, kind of keeps it on the lighter side. I do feel like the gray title is a good description of it. Definitely a nice fragrance you can have in your collection. Price point, 30 to 50 bucks. Gray Market. I used to see it on Fragrance Net and Fragrance X, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day. Don't know if you'll still find it there, but you can definitely find it on eBay. That's the price range. This is a really nice one. I don't think you can get a sample. I mean, maybe you can, but at that price point, you're not going to really lose a whole lot if you don't like it. But I don't see a person really not liking this fragrance. I mean, it's nice. It's simple. It's not, mind blowing, but it's a definite daily driver type fragrance, dumb reach, easy to wear fragrance that you could add to your collection if you don't have something like that. All right. So again, from the house of Sonya Rykiel, this is Rykiel Homme Grey. 2019 release from the house of Azzaro. This is Azzaro Pour Homme Wild Mint. This is a solid fragrance that can be gotten for a steal. I want to say you can grab this one for about 30 to 35 bucks. It's on most of the gray market sites. You can get it on eBay. It's not hard to track down. They came out with this line of fragrances that were in this like gradient colored bottle. I know there's a spicy one, there's an amber, there is a ginger, there is a leather. I think there's about like a good 6 or 7 different fragrances. This is one that's, I think is really nice because of the mint. You can wear it in the warmer days, but you can also wear it in the fall. It's not as like thick and heavy as like Cartier. Forgot the name of that one. Cartier has got a mint fragrance. I'm drawing a blank right now. It's not as, because the Cartier one has got the vanilla in it. This one doesn't go into that heavy of a territory. This one has got the simple notes are really simple. This is mint, watermelon, and patchouli, basically. So it's a nice one that I think would be appreciated by a lot of people. I'm not going to say it's going to be a compliment monster, but if you don't have a mint fragrance in your collection and you were thinking about getting a mint fragrance at a great price point, this is one to definitely consider. It's got really good performance also, so I don't really feel like you're going to lose with it. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You can always turn it, but it's one that's hard not to like, So again, from the house of Azzaro, this is Azzaro Pour Homme Wild Mint. From the house of Gianfranco Ferre, El Uomo. This is a 2016 release and one that's criminally slept on. I don't know why more people are not talking about this fragrance. It's kind of a warm, spicy, sweet fragrance that will garner compliments and would be on a lot of people's lists if more people got their nose on this fragrance. This is quality juice, and it's slept on big time. The notes for this fragrance are as follows: black pepper, cardamom, ginger, bergamot, violet, sage, artemisia, green apple, sandalwood, vanilla, cedar, amber, and moss. A lot of stuff going on. Notes that stand out to me: black pepper, cardamom, ginger, green apple, sandalwood, and vanilla. But again, it all depends on your skin as to what notes are going to pop. But it's a really nice fragrance, one again that can be had for about 34, 35 bucks. Gray market and eBay all day long. Don't sleep. Gianfranco Ferre, El Uomo. Last but not least, 2018 release from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. This is Grey. This is a fragrance that doesn't really get a lot of talk when it comes to the one line. I mean, the original and the EDP and like the other flankers that have come since that original release are the ones that get all of the attention. They even talk about the Gentleman more than Grey. Is Grey a forgettable fragrance? I'm gonna say no. This is kind of a dumb reach, daily driver type fragrance that would work for a lot of guys. Something just to grab and go. Nothing special. You're not really trying to impress anybody, but you want to smell good. For the price point and where you can get this fragrance currently, it's one to seriously consider. I mean, price point right now is about 37 to 42 bucks. It's got solid performance, and it may even garner compliments. I don't think it would, but I think it could. I don't think it would, but it could. The notes are as follows: grapefruit, cardamom, coriander, basil, sage, lavender, geranium, vetiver, tobacco, labdanum, patchouli. So it's got a lot of green notes. It's got some spiciness to it. It's a good fragrance. And again, one that's probably not going to ever really get its shine because all of the other flankers within this line and the original get so much attention. So this is kind of like the black sheep almost of that line, but it's one to consider, especially for the price point. Okay, so lastly, from the house of Dolce & Gabbana, from the one line, it's Grey. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out the video and rocking with me. If you've never subscribed to the channel, I would ask that you would do so. Hit the bell for notifications. Until next time, peace. Talk to you soon.